Hey everyone, this is just a quick overview of the teacher's perspective of an English 9, our version of English 1 for APEX. So as you can tell, they cover, this is for an entire year, 10 units. I've been just kind of messing around with Unit 1 a little bit. Um, what will happen, and this is the student's perspective, so it's acting as Donald Duck. If you were to click Unit 1, these are all the different milestones that students have to complete in order to move on. Some things I did notice is there are certain tasks that I could easily, and I know I'm looking at a demo version of what students look at, but students, I don't know how we can keep them accountable to actually completing these activities. For example, before continuing, print your checkup sheet and complete it as you go through this activity. Are students really going to click and print this worksheet to better serve them in the course they're taking? Another startling thing is that I noticed that students can actually translate to any language, and for our high international population, Chinese Simplified is actually an option, so they can actually translate an entire worksheet, which I'm not a fan of. I would rather them obviously be practicing the English language. So I'm not sure if there's an option to remove this going through Online Academy. Like I said, this is Online Academy's demo they sent me for their Apex vendor. So this is something that I don't quite like at all, that kids can do that, and that this isn't just an option. I don't even know how these students are going to send this to the teacher. Do they just, because it's all meant to be online, I don't know if they're asking them to scan it and put it back through Apex. I highly doubt that that's the procedure. Their quizzes, what's concerning is that me acting as Donald, this demo student, let's just say I don't want to do any of this work and I want to jump straight to a quiz. I already completed this one, but I want to go straight to a quiz. It worries me that I can just jump through and it doesn't stop me because I haven't obviously completed the other coursework. There are some great features. I like that it gives students time to review concepts before actually starting a quiz, but I can just, guess. It does look like it's not going to let me retake anything once it scores. So obviously I know students are going to want to do their best on these quizzes. I know something they spoke about is how many times are we going to allow students to retake, if any. It does give students an exact, what they missed and whatnot. I am worried of students that are taking this online course during the summer to cheat, if they want to go and take this quiz together. So that's something else that we would have to figure out. Is there ways to get different quizzes for if we have, so many students, different versions? That's another question I have. But like I said, the rigor of this is much better than Edmendum. We have some really good canonized texts they're using. They do have a lot of options for students to discuss and write, to practice. I really do like how they build and have different activities for the students to do. So that's just kind of in general, just a snapshot of the English 9 course from a student's perspective. I don't see anywhere for students to submit work other than what is being asked within the particular, like for example, for the discuss, students would read and then they would actually write and then submit a response. And then when they submit it, it's submitted. And I'm assuming that prompts the teacher to look what they wrote and grade them. But as for anything that has to do with these outside supplementary material, it's a little concerning because I don't know if students are actually going to complete that worksheet that they have to print out. So that's pretty much the gist of English 9. I don't want to, say too much, but I just kind of wanted to give you a visual of what this looks like. This is way better than in Mendham. I think it is a good start. Of course, there are things that are going to arise, like I said, the cheating, and how do we make sure students aren't just skipping through? How do we guarantee that they're mastering the material? But I do like what they're doing, and I feel like this would be a good resource to look at as we try to maybe use Canvas or Blackboard as we create our own online courses. But yeah, definitely wanted to just give you a visual of English 9.